Ready? Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the Fumble Live. Thanks for tuning in today. Now, we have to talk about what happened to Russell Westbrook last night because he was really disrespected by a fan after injuring himself in the middle of the game. We're also talking about John Morant and how he had a record-breaking night, but he still says it wasn't enough. We're going to talk about whether or not his mentality and perspective needs to shift a little bit going into Game 3. But before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to our channel, tap the bell for notifications, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment below. Here's the Fumble Squad. I'm Devin Howard. You can find me on Instagram as @DevinHoward.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Jackie Ray. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JRayTheFanatic.
Jackie, I want to say before I say this, fan or foe, we're doing that tomorrow at the end of the show. It's fan or foe Friday. I was about to say something else and then that just came into my mind, gotta remind everybody. So as usual, all of your best comments, clapbacks, questions, put them in the chat today and in the comment section, and we'll be screenshotting and addressing them tomorrow in fan or foe at the end of the show. Another thing that I want to mention, Jackie, really quickly, yesterday I was wearing black and you were wearing black and white, and today you're wearing black and I'm wearing white. So we keep doing the black and white vibes.
I love it.
I love it too. And then if you guys haven't had a chance to check out Challenge Accepted, that came out yesterday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So go ahead and watch that if you have not done so yet. All right. I'm going to just jump right into this Russell Westbrook update because it's pretty crazy. And I am very annoyed by what happened to him. So Russell Westbrook has a reputation for going after fans. He has no problem going up to a racist heckler or an annoying person on the sidelines. He is ready and willing to call out the people who say and do dumb stuff during a game. And I actually love that about him because A, it makes the game more exciting, and B, it gives him a little bit of humanity as a person. I think when you see him react to people who are being just blatantly disrespectful, it's a reminder that these athletes are people. So you can't just sit there and say whatever the hell you want for no reason at all. But last night he had to be held back from going after a fan. So the Wizards are under a ton of pressure right now as they face off against the Sixers in the first round of the playoffs. And this was never going to be an easy run for them. So tensions are at an all-time high for the Wizards. And things are looking worse now that Russ actually suffered from an ankle injury and he had to have an early exit from Game 2. Leo, can we get that first clip up there?
He re-injures. And now, did he go to his hamstring?
No, it's the ankle.
Okay.
It's the ankle.
It almost looked like he...
Yeah, so I think it looked like he hurt the ankle in the...
Yeah, he stepped right there.
Yeah,
so... Furkan Court.
Is it the same ankle?
Yeah. You can see in that first bit of that clip that came up, you can see how frustrated he is. He's banging his fists on the court. This is not the time that you want to get injured. And after this injury, I think it was an ankle sprain, he went straight to the locker room, which is also never a good sign. And on his way there, some idiot fan, or I don't even want to call him a fan, some idiot person dumped popcorn on his head. Leo, let's play that second clip.
Cheer, come out and boo, yell all you want. We encourage that. This is just plain stupidity. Somebody pouring some popcorn, and any athlete, being Westbrook or whomever, they are pumped with their adrenaline. He's probably feeling bad. His team may...
I mean, it's just so rude. It's like kicking a dog while they're already down. And Russ was already upset about his ankle injury. Like I said, this is not the time you want to get injured. Having somebody dump popcorn on his head as he's limping to the locker room is humiliating. It's annoying. It's disrespectful. He's injured. Why would you do this? I just watch this and I'm like, who even is thinking of doing this? This is so, so, so rude. Luckily, the fan was caught and they were ejected from the game. They also had their season ticket passes revoked. I'm pretty sure the Wizards, or it might have been the Sixers, or somebody released a statement saying that. I had it in here, but I forgot what it was. But it was obviously a moment that caught the attention of everybody. LeBron James tweeted about it, and he said, "By the way, we as players want to see who threw that popcorn on Russ while he was leaving the game tonight with an injury. There's cameras all over arenas, so there's no excuse." And then Russell commented on it after the game, so we have his clip here. Leo, can you put that up?
I don't know, bro. Unfortunately, I was leaving out, and then I just felt popcorn on top of my head, And to be blatantly honest, man, this is getting out of hand, especially for me. Just the amount of disrespect, the amount of just fans just doing whatever they want to do. It's out of pocket, man. It's out of pocket.
It is out of pocket. Fans are getting way too bold this season. I don't know if it's because people have missed being back at games and they forgot how to act like decent human beings. I don't know what it is, but it's embarrassing because it's childish to act like this. So the statement from the Sixers, like I mentioned before, said, "After an investigation into the incident that occurred at last night's game, we have determined that the person involved will have the season ticket membership revoked effective immediately. In addition, he'll be banned from all events at Wells Fargo Center indefinitely." And they issued an apology to Russell Westbrook and the Wizards as well for being subjected to this type of unacceptable and disrespectful behavior. So that was certainly the right move here. Let's talk about this, Jackie. So someone brought up that there are NBA players who have actually harmed people and who have done really, really terrible things, and they are still worshipped, idolized, loved, adored, but fans like to treat Russell Westbrook like he is the worst person in the world just because of the way he plays the game, because of his attitude, and how he doesn't really seek anybody else's approval. And I do think that that's a fair argument because in the grand scheme of things, Russell plays the game, he plays it well, and that's it. People just like to hate on him. So why do people treat Russell Westbrook like this?
Because they're stupid. I mean, there's really not a long dissertation about it. If you don't like Russell Westbrook, I mean, and that's the same thing in life. If you don't like a certain person, then you just don't like a certain person. There's a period at the end of that sentence. That doesn't mean you go out of your way to show disrespect to them. That doesn't mean you go out of your way to belittle them, because then that makes you a lesser of a person. So that's not a normal mind frame to want to do something like this, especially when somebody is hurting. I have seen people that I despise hurting, and then you kind of feel bad for them. You don't want them in that situation. You see that time and time again. And I think that person is right. One of the things that I've always find interesting is everyone, and we're going to get into another one in post up, but everyone, including myself, has this fondness for Ben Roethlisberger. Like, he doesn't have a very horrible past starting from college, but we never talk about it. We never bring it up. Russell Westbrook goes out there. He plays his heart out every single night, and he is unapologetically himself. And I love that about him. But because people don't like his personality and they want him to change his personality to appease them, and he's like, well, hell no, I'm me, and this is what you get. People don't like him. It just speaks to the small-mindedness of our society, to be honest with you, because he's a dope player. And if you are a basketball fan, regardless of what you think about how he plays, you have to look at the way he plays and realizes he does a great job. He does the best that he can, and he puts it all on the floor. And he's a great teammate. The way he lifts up his teammates, he will not let a reporter talk bad about his teammate. He's not going to let that happen. So to be this person who wants to do something so just low to a person when they're at their lowest is terrible. And I had said before, and this is a long time ago, but I had said before that they need to make it so that there's a chip in your ticket, or if you buy it online and you have to do that little thing, and it's tied to your ID, because that's one of the things that I feel like it's hard to police, banning someone from a game, because someone else can buy the ticket for you or maybe give you their ticket and you can get right back in. But I feel like every single person, no more buying tickets for someone else unless you register that person's name to that ticket. And when you go into a game, you have to show your ID to prove you're that person. So that way we can truly effectively ban you for life. Because I'm really tired of this too. I'm really tired of, I talk stuff about a lot of people in the NBA. 99.9% of them, I would be happy to meet in person. Like, oh my God, hey, you know what I mean? As much as I talk about Kyrie, and I love Kyrie, and that's the thing. 99% of the people I talk bad about is because I love him in some sort of way. but I would still be happy to meet them in person because they do work so hard to entertain us. They work so hard to get this ring. They work so hard to achieve this goal that they've been dreaming of since they were kids. I don't understand going out of your way to disrespect them. It just doesn't make sense to me.
I don't either. I don't understand it either. And there have been a lot of instances of just like very blatant and personal disrespect. I know we're going to be talking about Trae Young versus Madison Square Garden in the post-up. I mean, even that, some of it is like a little bit funny or a little bit humorous, but even that, it's just getting a little bit too, people are getting too carried away. It's getting too intense. Would you agree that fans as a whole are just getting out of hand this season?
I mean, I've been saying this, though. We're going to talk about, Boston. Boston and Utah are terrible. Those are terrible places to play in this country if you Black. And their fans out there, the things that they say from the stands, and then it's just kind of, there's this low-key acceptance of Utah and Boston just being these racist places, and you just get what you get. And there's been no recourse. This isn't new. It's just being reintroduced to us because we just came out of a pandemic. But this isn't new. Fans behaving this way is not new. But we've never done anything about it. We've consistently just been like, oh, that's a one-off. It's not. This happens night after night after night. Perhaps you don't see somebody pouring popcorn on somebody. But, I remember when Ron Artest ran into the stands. This ain't new. This is not new. They've been talking stuff for a long time. We just ain't had Ron Artest running into the stands to deal with somebody. But Russ wanted to. Russ wanted to change that, and let's get back to that old school where I'm going to punch you in the face. And I think that person would have deserved it. Let me be clear on that. If Russell had got loose and punched that person in the face, I would be on here today talking about Team Russ. You got what you got. But it would have been horrible. And then the narrative would have changed. Like, he should have had better restraint because he's a star. Everybody wants to forget that these guys are humans and they have feelings. And here he is going out at the, like you said, the worst possible time, all the emotions that come with that. Not only the emotion of how bad is this injury, how long is it going to take me to recover from this, what does this mean for my future, but now also I have to think about there's no shot for my team without me. It's just not a thing. So it's too much. This is not new. It's just the first time we've seen it since we've been back from the pandemic. That's all that is.
Yeah, I guess maybe that is what it is because, I'm seeing these recent instances, especially in the playoffs with, fans just kind of being reintroduced to arenas. And it's like this shock. It's almost like this weird culture shock that I forgot existed. And it's happening with such intensity back to back to back. I don't know. I think that I'm glad that the NBA has cracked down. They've, revoked that guy's season ticket pass or whatever. I think that does need to be the right approach and the right reaction to this kind of thing because the players do need to be protected. And you can heckle, you can yell, you can be annoying in the stands. But if you get too personal like that, it's just you're taking it too far. This is another guy. I'd like to see what his face looks like because he's probably also driving his mom's 1995 Subaru and rushing home to get there before 10 p.m. It's like, just, you're an idiot. I
feel like this is that one person that has like $100,000 car sitting in a garage of an apartment building. He's just stupid all the way around. Like that, it's dumb.
AKA everyone in LA. Seriously. Okay, so let's talk about Ja Morant. We're going to move on to our next need to know news update because he is killing it and yet he still feels like he's not doing enough. So he actually tweeted, wasn't enough. Leo, if we can get, there it is. Wasn't enough, ... after losing to the Jazz, even though he had a 47-point game and he beat a record set by both LeBron James and Luka Doncic. Yes, it was a loss. That obviously is going to be disappointing. And it sucks that his 47 points wasn't enough to take home the win. But he killed it in that game. He broke records. And I think that that's worth acknowledging. So he was absolutely on fire in that game against the Jazz. Like I said, he put up 47 points, and that wasn't just impressive on its own. It's also historic because that was the most points scored in the playoffs by any player in its 26-year history. Outrageous. That's huge. He also made his mark on NBA history, recording the highest point total among all players aged 21 or younger. 21 years old, and he is breaking records. crushing these playoff statistics. Like, that's wild. So I feel like despite game 2 not going their way, the Grizzlies still do have a reason to be confident going into game 3. And, I think that he needs to adjust his mindset and recognize his accomplishments, but still have that kind of power. That motivation and urgency to fight super hard throughout the remainder of the series. So, Jackie, do you think that he needs to adjust his mindset a little bit, or is it good that he's accepting this kind of tough reality that 47 points is not necessarily going to secure the win?
Well, first of all, no, I don't think he should adjust his mindset. I think that you need to look at that 47 points, because 47 points in an L, what does that mean? So when you're at his position, you want to do everything it takes. If that means you got to go out there and score 53, or you got to pull a Kobe 80, whatever you got to do, that's the mindset you want to have. You can embrace and enjoy the accolades and this historic moment in the offseason. But right now, you're trying to achieve something that, again, like I said earlier, you've dreamed about since you were a kid. So this 47 points to you right now shouldn't mean anything. Let the dust settle, and then it can mean something to you then. But Charles Barkley said something that because, even though I love me some Ja, I'm so conflicted about this series right now, because y'all know I love Rudy Gobert. So I'm like, and I'm literally the only person, which is weird. But so it's this weird thing, because I'm literally cheering for both sides of the ball. It's so funny. I'm like just cheering all the time because I love Ja Morant so much. But Charles Barkley said something that I was like, he's got a good point, because Utah had no real answer. There's no way that Ja Morant should be out here scoring 47 points when you have what should be the 3-time Defensive Player of the Year on your team. That just shouldn't happen, So Charles Barkley said Utah, even though they won this game and it looked good how they won it, they should be very concerned. Because if Ja Morant can go out there and have another 47-point game, and anyone else on his team step up, if he can motivate anyone else to step up, the Grizzlies can win this series out. They can just win off the sheet now if they all channel in. So I get Rudy was clutch last night, but he didn't. Look, in my head, you don't let somebody get 47 points, period. You know what I mean? Because you do need to, this is going to sound bad, but you need to suck the momentum out of Ja Morant because he's the biggest threat on your team. You need to figure out a way to suck the momentum out of him, because if he gets going and then one other guy gets going, that's a problem. That is a problem. So you need to figure out a way how to suck the energy out of him. But they had no real answer for him last night. None at all. So it was good to see, but like he said, it wasn't enough. And so it was kind of that like, wah-wah. Okay, I just got 47 points. Everybody's talking about how great I am. But you see that giant L? Do you see that L? So it's definitely not enough. I agree with him on that.
So do you think that this should be an eye-opening moment for newer players in the NBA, and especially new players to the whole playoff scene, like Ja, that the playoffs are just a whole different game? It's just a whole different level of intensity. Should people be looking at this like that?
People should have always been looking at it like that. We always talk about LeBron's playoff juice, but we just made it about LeBron. We always just made it about LeBron and what he was doing and how he always levels up. LeBron's not the only one who levels up in the playoffs, though. He's just not. He's just the king of basketball right now, so he's the one that we talk about all the time. But everybody levels up during the playoffs. Every single person levels up in the playoffs, and they're supposed to. But I agree with Ja in saying that, okay, but like I said, if anyone on his team steps up and he scores that 47 points, then what do you have? You have a Grizzlies win in that situation. So I just feel like that's how he should feel about that. And now we've seen that Ja. Now what's going to hurt for him is if he goes out and he scores 47 points this game, and then scores like 20 points next game, and they lose by 40. That's going to sting him. That's going to hurt him, because he's going to feel like, why couldn't I just be once again like I was that last game? But it's game to game, and he kind of has to know that. And that's why I don't want him to sit on this moment in time where he scores 47 points, because it's game to game. This game might not happen next game. So he definitely needs to just stay focused on that and just stay focused on the winning. And because everybody else is focused on winning as well. But we kind of knew when Donovan Mitchell came back into the game, as soon as Donovan Mitchell was cleared for the game, we kind of knew the Jazz were going to get a W. But there's no way in hell Ja Morant should be scoring 47 points, period. I love him. I'm glad he did it, because I love him. But if you're a Utah Jazz fan, you need to be concerned about the fact that they went out there and let him score 47 points. That shouldn't have happened.
Yeah. I agree with you. I mean, I think I did expect with Donovan Mitchell back on the court that it was going to be tougher, but Ja still walked away with such an impressive night. I do hope he's taking some time to enjoy the moment, but yeah, you're right. It's game to game. So he needs to bring that same energy and that same intensity into their next game, just to even still continue to stand a chance, which I think the Grizzlies do. I think they do have a reason to be confident moving forward in this series. And then also just want to say, not everybody levels up in the playoffs. The Clippers did not level up last season.
Wait a minute. Look, I don't know what Clippers are an anomaly. I don't know what's going on with the Clippers. They're an anomaly. And they literally tried to avoid the Lakers. I don't know. I have no logical explanation as for what's going on with the Clippers. So don't use that as an example, because no one can explain that. We gonna need Jesus to come down and explain that, because I don't know what's going on over there.
Just wanted to clarify that though, real quick. Most people level up. Not the Clippers. All right, let's move on to the post-up, because I know we have a lot to talk about. So Jackie, let's get into it.
We do. I see we already got some haters in the chat, so this is going to be so much fun. But Kevin Pryor, I know you're in there. I know you're a Knicks fan. So let's go ahead and let's talk about it, because Kevin Pryor had some stuff on his Instagram last night too that I'm actually going to talk about a little bit. But let's talk about this one first and foremost, because the level of petty from the New York Knicks organization is outrageous. First and foremost, when you walked into the Garden, this is what was on the chairs. Y'all take a look at this. This is too much. I think this is unnecessary. If y'all can't see it, if y'all can't see it, I'm just going to tell you, it says Trey is balding. That is the new chant for the night. And so Trey is balding. That is inappropriate and it's churlish. That is not something that I feel is necessary. So in the fine print, which I know you guys probably can't read, it says, at only 22 years old, Trey's hair is thinning at an alarmingly fast pace, and he has a bald spot forming on the crown of his head. This will be a much more effective chance to take the advantage of home court and throw Trey off his game. Y'all going to hell. Okay? Y'all going to hell. Y'all didn't have to do that. Y'all didn't have to remind that man that he's about to be bald completely in about 15 minutes. You didn't have to do that. That was unnecessary. Trey knows what's going on with his hair, and he's rocking it anyway. This is too much. And remember, karma, okay? If the Clippers have taught you nothing, they should teach you that karma always comes back in the absolute worst way. But then wait, this is way worse, because this guy, they ask a fan, talk that talk, you want to talk stuff. You're a Knicks fan, go out there and talk this talk. He doesn't know John Collins. He doesn't know DeAndre Hunter. He don't know nothing about the Hawks, but he's still out there talking, and he doesn't trash talk right. This guy is terrible. Take a look.
You look like a man who wants to talk your shit.
I want to talk shit to all these fucking Hawks fans.
All right, so let's fucking do it.
Yo, Trey Young, you a little bitch. I'm going to kick your ass tonight.
What else?
Shit, I don't even know who else on that team, but I'm going to beat all their asses tonight.
What else?
Dude, RJ Barrett, he better drop 30. And Julius Randle, he going to fuck them up tonight. I swear to God.
What else?
Shit, I don't even freaking know. Who else?
What else?
Dude, all I know is the Knicks going to win 4-0, and Trey Young is going to fly home to Atlanta like a little bitch.
Oh my God.
You don't know nobody. Am I muted?
No, you weren't. I thought you were, but you weren't. It was just you talking with no sound coming out at first.
You don't know nobody else on the squad? Like nobody else? Not one person? You casual bastard. I could not. That was too much. But look, this Twitter user says Knicks fans are crazy anyway. So this is a good one. He says, well, Atlanta, the Knicks have spoken. We might as well fold up our tents and lay down for these scary, intimidating, I hate that word, but the F happened to NYC. It's like a circus full of clowns. I mean, if you're just going off that last one, that is a legitimate thing to say, because I don't understand anything that's going on. But, Trey Young is like, okay, New York, I see you. Y'all, wait, you still got to come back to the ATL, though. Still got to come back to the ATL. So let me show you how Trey walks off. He could use some product in his. He seemed angry as hell. He's like, well, it's happy, angry energy. Yeah. Like, okay, y'all got this one. You still got to come back to the A, though. You still got to come back to the A. and then we're gonna
But
change this up.
I think
Go ahead,
Trey's a
Devin.
lot like Trey is a lot like Dame, where the haters in the stands, like they almost like give him life. You know, he kind of thrives off of that because, you know, for a lot of athletes, I feel like they'd hear these kinds of chants and go through this kind of experience and they'd be really angry. But he's still like, all right, I'll see you in the A, I'll see you in the A. Like, he's ready for it. I think he kind of thrives off of it, which is cool.
Yeah, it is cool. Now, that disrespect from the chant, Trey is balding, we about to level it up right now. You guys got to look really close. And I saw someone earlier in the chat, like right when we started the show, mention this. You got to look really, really close. But there is a loogie that flies over the people in the first row because somebody spit at Trae Young. You got to watch real close. It's almost like Derrick Rose was like, what the hell was that? Wait, do you see it? You have to look really close. But basically, yeah, somebody hawked a loogie. I don't understand. Now, spitting on, now, look, if it had landed and Trey turned around and slapped the hell out of somebody, again, Team Trey. I don't even have a dog in this race. I don't care who wins this. I don't care at all. But I would have been Team Trey on this one. Because how are you going to spit on a grown man? That is so unacceptable. I don't like this at all. But let's get to this next one because this next one is funny because I literally, if y'all watched Challenge Accepted yesterday, I walked it back. Y'all know I've been saying that the Knicks are a first round exit since day one. I'm going to re-walk the walk back because I said, no, I really see them winning this series. But after this whole flyers on the chairs and y'all spitting at Trae Young, now I'm going for Atlanta. This is ridiculous. But let me go on to this next one because, again, y'all have lost your minds. Take a look. One win. It's one freaking win. And I get it's the first one in a long time, but it's one damn win. You won a game. And Kevin Pryor, like I said, he's in the chat. So he put this same video on his Instagram, and I was like, Kevin, bruh, it's one game. And then look, let me show you his response. I'm sorry I have to call you out like this, Kevin. But then Kevin, I was like, all this for 1-1. And Kevin says, been a long time coming. That's why NYC is always a Knicks town. It's one game. I don't understand what is happening right now. Devin,
Jackie,
me out.
they don't know how to act. It's been decades. They don't know how to act. They forgot what it feels like. So they're grasping onto whatever they can right now. It's like kind of like, oh, it's kind of cute, you know?
Is it? I guess so.
It's not. It's not cute. It's just kind of like.
Oh.
It's kind of like, I kind of feel bad for Knicks fans because it has been such a long time coming for them, and now they just are acting like fools. It's one win. Yes. You cannot act like that. So it's a little embarrassing. It's like kind of cute that they just are so unfamiliar here.
Like, oh my God, is this what winning feels like? Yeah, it's one game. It's one game. I'm sorry. It just bothered me. I mean, Atlanta didn't act like that when they won a game, and they a young squad. Like, oh my God, we won! Like, they didn't do that. Y'all doing too much. Y'all doing too much. Kevin said, "Wow, Jackie, I don't know if I should be honored or disrespected. I don't either, because I don't know what y'all was doing. I don't know how to tell you to feel right now." All right, let's move on to this next one because I thought Kyrie took very much the high road on this one. And I think the fan that responded to him is one of the people that Kyrie is talking about, but he's trying to cover it up. But Boston is Boston. You guys know Boston is it's a racist town. I'm not even it's racist town. It is what it is. And Kyrie kind of talked about it coming back for the first time since he left. So take a listen.
I mean, it's not my first time being an opponent in Boston. So, I'm just looking forward to competing with my teammates, and hopefully we could just keep it strictly basketball. There's no belligerence or any racism going on, subtle racism and people yelling from the crowd. But even if it is, it's part of the nature of the game, and we're just gonna focus on what we can control.
Is it something you've experienced in Boston before?
I'm not the only one that could attest to this, but it's just it won't. It is what it is.
Now, see, y'all drug Rachel for asking about LeBron in a moment, but y'all didn't drag her for asking Kyrie if racism is something that he's experienced in Boston before. Y'all need to learn your dragging moments. Rachel, it's freaking Boston. The hell you mean? Yes, everybody in Boston who's black has experienced it in some way, shape, or form. They got whole TV shows about it. Like, stop it, Rachel. But this fan decides he wants to go out of his way to tell Kyrie it's not about racism why they don't like him. But see, here's the thing. This is what my mom used to say. Methinks you protest too much. When you go out of your way to cover up something, it's because you're part of the problem. But we'll let you tell it, sir. Go ahead.
Hey, Kyrie Irving. My name is Mark, and I'm from Boston. And I don't like you as a basketball player because when you played for the Celtics, I wanted you to bring the team to new heights. And as their leader and most talented guy, you failed in that role miserably. I also didn't care for the playoff series against the Milwaukee Bucks, where seemingly after game 1, you quit. And then there was that whole incident at TD Garden where you told a bunch of Celtics fans to their face that you'd be back playing in Boston. And then you left for a team in New York. So that's why if I were going to game 3, I'd boo the daylights out of you. And I'd make a lot of noise and generate a lot of negative energy towards you. And I just wanted to make sure we were clear as to why I would do those things. Have a good one.
Now, the thing is you can do all of those things and nobody will care. But when you're in Boston, they level that up with a whole bunch of racist sprinkles. Sir, don't play. Devin, what are your thoughts on our Johnny Fife over here and what he's talking about?
I mean, like I said, I actually don't mind heckling in general when it's just being, when it's just booing, when it's just being annoying and kind of saying those negative things. But to comment on about a person's race, about their hair status, any of that, to me, it's just like taking it one level too far. That guy's video was so annoying to watch. It made me cringe. It was like nails on a chalkboard because he's missing the point entirely. Right. Go ahead, heckle, boo. Be mad at Kyrie for not leveling the Celtics up in the way that you wanted. Don't use the N-word. Don't say racist stuff. I mean, it's a pretty easy, there's a pretty clear line in the sand here that you don't cross. So that guy just missed the point. Embarrassing, dude. Learn what we're actually talking about, what Kyrie's actually referring to before you get on with this like uppity attitude about like, ooh, I'm gonna do whatever I want. I don't like you as a player, Kyrie. Annoying.
Mm-hmm. You can't trust people who low-key kind of sing when they're talking. Kyrie, I'm going to tell you why. People who talk like that, you cannot trust them, I'm telling you. They're hiding something in the song.
I don't trust anybody that does incessant lip licking like that, too. The whole video is him like, please, put your tongue back in your mouth. Stop.
I can't. Oh my God, I'm weak right now. I'm so weak right now, but that's a fact. So, I mean, I can't even do it. How do you even lick your lips up?
It's so annoying. I hate that.
Oh God. Okay, let me get into this next one. Because, that was great, Devin. That was great. All right, so let's move on to this one because I think I might have to officially add Jae Crowder to a list of people that I don't like, but I'm not going to disrespect him. I just don't like something that he likes. So, but if you go to his page right now, here's the thing. Let me tell y'all something. Because I've seen some of y'all in the chat say something this stupid about, win a real ring or it's a Mickey Mouse ring. But if it was your squad, that would be a whole ring that you were proud of and still talking stuff about like, we champs, we're still the champs. Da, 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 da. If it was your squad, you would talk about it. But because you're slow enough to hate King James for some reason, now you're calling it a Mickey Mouse ring, even though your squad was competing for the same ring last season. You look ridiculous. And now so does Jae Crowder. Because if you go to his page right now, click on his profile and then go to likes, this is what you'll see. Let me show. So this guy says, and I love this fan. This fan is my new favorite person because he made sure to let Anthony Davis know, your boy out here, the guy that is all mad that you kicked him in the area, don't feel bad about that kick. I feel like that's what he's low-key saying. But let's take a look at what he's talking about. So some fan put the saying, it's a fake ring. So they go, put your hand out, player talking about Anthony Davis, and now they're basically talking about his ring ain't real. It's a whole real-ass ring, just so you know. And Jae Crowder liked it. This is dumb for a lot of reasons. I'm going to let Twitter tell you one of the reasons why it's dumb, because I think y'all should be able to figure it out. Number one, Jae Crowder championships, none. You don't even have the Mickey Mouse ring if you're trying to clown, sir. And then somebody on the bottom says, haha, LeBron was the reason he missed out on 3. That part. And then here's this next one. And this is the point that I've been trying to make to everybody who's calling it a fake ring, fake championships ring. Christian, I see you one of them, you'll get around to it when you get to it. Yo, he was playing for the same ring. Y'all dumb as hell. I don't know how else to say. Y'all dumb as hell clowning that ring, knowing damn well if it was your team, you'd be about that life. You'd still be talking stuff. But because you dwell in the land of haterade, this is what you do. Devin, what do you think about Jae liking this whole nonsense that the slow crowd likes?
I hate this slow crowd. I hate this Mickey Mouse comment too, because like you're saying, if they were the team that won, they'd be thrilled about it. So that would mean they lost a Mickey Mouse ring and they're all butthurt about it. So it's just ridiculous. And also we know, like, hearing about the players' firsthand experiences in the bubble last season, that it was not an easy win. In fact, it was more difficult. It was way tougher for them mentally to get there and to overcome a lot of the challenges that we were facing as a society in the United States at that time. So I think that this Mickey Mouse comment holds absolutely no weight. And I think Jae Crowder needs to be added to our ish list, is what I'll call it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there was a whole meme about Devin Booker being perfect in the bubble and not being able to do anything with it. No, remember that whole, y'all stupid. Y'all slow. I don't care what y'all say. Kevin got it right, though. He said, hey, look, I would take that ring for my Knicks. Everybody would take that ring for their team, and it wouldn't be a Mickey Mouse ring to them, and then they would be talking stuff. And y'all just need help. Y'all need to go to Jeremiah's person who's helping him with his anger. It ain't working, but maybe she'll work for you. Let's go on to this next one. Because, like I said, that game last night, it was so hard to watch because I didn't know who to cheer for. But again, Utah won 141 to 129. I don't understand why Mike Conley looks so sad. You just won. Take a look.
He looks so sad.
Yes.
I don't know why he looks so sad. Lonely. I'm so lonely.
He got this look of, bruh, that dude scored 47 points. We got to go out here and try to stop him again? Like, damn. That's the only thing I can think he's thinking. Why you look so sad after this win?
So, okay, what I actually heard was that this video was taken pre-game. So he hadn't won yet. So maybe he's meditating. Huh?
That doesn't look like a meditation face. That looks like if this was pre-game, that's worse. Because it looks like, oh, God, what are we going to do with John Morant? Jesus, help us, Lord God. It looks like he's terrified. That's way worse.
I mean, I can't defend it. The only thing that I'll say is that, yes, maybe it was a meditation and his meditation face happens to look very sad. But maybe this is what he does. This is his process of getting right for the game, getting ready. He just sits and zones out a little bit.
Oh, God. Doug, I see you in the chat. That was Donovan Mitchell who was singing. And then I guess I'm just weird like that because the hot tub relaxes me. So pre-game, I'm not sitting in a hot tub pre-game. That's too relaxed to me. So I don't know.
He's warming up his muscles.
Yeah, that relaxes me. That when I'm in a hot tub, I'm like, let's get some wine. Let's chill out. Like, it relaxes me. That is not something I want to be in when I'm about to go into battle. But, whatever works. Okay, this one, y'all gonna have to help me on. Y'all know I don't really ask because I'm going to mess up this cryptocurrency name because I don't know enough about cryptocurrency. I appreciate some of y'all in the chat always send stuff to my Instagram talking about buy this. If I can't, I treat cryptocurrency the same way I treat my food. If I can't say it, I don't eat it. If I can't say it, I ain't going to buy it. So I haven't bought a lot of cryptocurrency. But Paul Pierce is clearly still mad at ESPN for firing him on his day off. And I think he's low-key lying a little bit. He said, ESPN, I don't need you because Ethereum Max which is crypto. I made more money with this crypto in the past month than I did with y'all in a year. Truth shall set you free. My own boss. Ethereum Max, check it out for yourself. I don't know anything about this. I don't know enough about cryptocurrency to speak about this. But this is what I know for sure. Cryptocurrency is not supposed to talk back. This is what I know for sure. So y'all take a look at this person who posted about it, and he posted for someone like me, so I appreciate it. So he said, here's a warning for those that are not familiar with crypto from someone who is. Do not invest in Ethereum Max. This is about to pump and the dump hard. This is about the pump and the dump hard. You will lose money, I promise. Read up on what happened to Mayweather / DJ Khaled and Centra in 2018. And do y'all see that Ethereum Max clap back? Says shouldn't make promises you can't keep. Nope, not buying that. No, cryptocurrency is not supposed to be on Twitter clapping back. No. Devin, what is this about?
Okay, another thing that I want to add, which is just going to make me sound annoying, is they put a comma in there. And Ethereum's tweet has a comma that shouldn't be there, and now I really can't trust it. Because if you don't know proper punctuation, how can I trust you with my money? So that bothered me. But I mean, I think with any of these cryptocurrencies, they're so volatile. They're up and then they're down, they're up and then they're down. So it's just a big risk to take, to put everything in it and to expect that to be your ticket to, like, you know, wealth and success is risky. But you know what? Congrats to Paul Pierce showing us he doesn't need ESPN.
But no, you still showing that you're salty though. Like, why? If you really made more, then let it go. Just put it out there like, hey, guys, I'm making great money on this. Think about investing your money here. If you ain't salty, you ain't got to put ESPN in there. You're still salty, and I think you're lying. I don't believe you. That crypto can't even get their punctuation right, as Devin just pointed out. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. All right, let me know if you guys do invest in crypto, and if you know anything about that in the chat, let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts. But let's move on to this next one, because you guys know I am a newfound member of the Tom Brady fan club. I actually really like it here. And Tom likes it here. He's a newfound Tom Brady, and he's funny. He's very, very funny. I had no idea about this until he went to Tampa Bay. So I love this. So if you guys don't know, he and Aaron Rodgers are coming up on, I think it's in July 6th or something like that. They're going to be competing in this celebrity golf tournament. And the only reason because I don't follow golf, y'all. The only reason I really knew about it is because Phil Mickelson was actually my dad's favorite golfer, and he just won a championship at age 50. So he's like the oldest golfer to win a championship. And guess who he's teaming up with? Tom Brady, and who's the oldest quarterback to win it. So I think this is super dope that the two old guys are going to be playing. They're going to be playing against Aaron Rodgers and Bryson DeChambeau. So this is fun. But Tom Brady decided to take this moment, and he has learned how to create memes, and these are hilarious. Because the first one I saw last night, I sent to my producer. I'm like, this is funny. Because in the background, you see it says the Packers kicking a field goal down 7, and Aaron Rodgers is like, facts. That meme is facts. I thought this was the only one, but nope. If you go to Tom Brady's Twitter, he's just cranking them out. This next one says, Bryson, happy to be here. Aaron realizing he has to spend the whole day with Bryson. Oh, man, this is rough. Tom Brady, go to the next one. He says, me, Tom Brady, making memes. Aaron and Bryson are like, oh, God. But I have to say, Bryson for the win, because Bryson says, Tom Brady wants Aaron Rodgers and I take down you and Philip Mickelson. You will feel just as deflated as those balls were in the AFC Championship game. That's the win. I think that's the win. Devin, what do you think? You can't come back from that. There's no clap back from that. There's nothing you can say now. You just got to stop making me.
There really is no clap back for that. But I do like Tom Brady as a meme maker. I mean, Tom Brady is really doing the most to like win people over. He's funny. He's relatable, weirdly. How is Tom Brady relatable? Suddenly it makes no sense at all. Tampa Bay's done something to him. But yes, I like the meme maker version of Tom Brady, but you can't come back from that last one.
Nope. That's why he was like, okay, let me find something else to do. And he just walked up. We haven't seen any more memes from him since then, but Bryson for the win. Let's just see if they win that golf tournament, because obviously we got some beef now. So now let's go on to this one, because says he lying. So Shannon, like you guys know, let everybody know prematurely about Julio. We knew, but he just kind of made it worse. And ever since then, people have really started basically putting in their bid for Julio to come to their team. This is the first one that I've seen that I honestly have to say I think it makes sense. Because Titans wide receiver A.J. Brown, he did this whole video, and the pitch is perfect. Anytime you got Derrick Henry on your team, I think the pitch is perfect. Take a look.
Haven't even been released yet. Okay, I'm going to sell you on some things right here. Listen to me closely. You have Tannehill, Mr. Finger Roll himself. Every time, Air Hill. Listen, he does what he needs to be done. Like, he's a leader. He's a great passer. He's it. Anyway, next. Him, behind me, superhuman. We don't even have to discuss him. He speaks for himself. Look how mean he look in the picture. Like, okay. Then me, I'm up and coming. Pro Bowl year 2. Not a big deal. Kind of a big deal, but not really. Okay, scratch that. Anyway, whatever. You, the GOAT of our era, of our receivers. Help me, help you. Come home, Julio. Come home.
I like it. I like it. I see Christian in the chat. He said, but A.J. Brown has number 11, so what number is Julio going to wear? We'll fix that out later. We can switch. We can do whatever. We'll work that out later. I like this, though. Let me know in the chat what you think, because I think this is the first pitch for Julio that I've seen that actually makes sense. I love this. I love this one. We'll wait and see. I don't want to jinx it, so I'm just going to leave it out there because it's the first one I've seen that makes sense, so I'm just going to leave it alone and leave it at that. And y'all let me know in the chat if you think this is a good one. But now let's go to this next one, because this is the one that I think warrants a conversation. Because just like when I talked about Big Ben earlier, I'm actually a Ben Roethlisberger fan. Sometimes I kick myself because of his past. Tyreek Hill, also a fan of Tyreek Hill. I speak highly of Tyreek Hill all the time. And every time I'm on a platform and I speak highly of Tyreek Hill, people are like, yeah, well, you know he got domestic violence. You know he just hits his kids. And I'm like, oh, okay, but we're talking about the game right now. So it's one of those things that Devin talked about earlier, where it's like, how do you have these people do these things, but we still really look up to them and put them on these pedestals for what they do on the field? For me, it's an easy thing. It's like, this is the game. This is life. Okay, am I going to hang out with him? Would I recommend anybody date him or have kids with him? Probably not, but you can't deny he's good on the field. And I get for a lot of people that it shouldn't be that way. But that being said, when you are known for domestic violence and even child abuse, perhaps you should stay away from the TikTok trends that are all about slapping somebody in the face. And I actually really love this trend because it's usually people that doing the little hand thing and going up to a crazy cat and like having this little hand battle. I've seen some guys do it with their girlfriends too, and it's funny because the girlfriend will pick up something and throw it at them. It's a funny trend. I actually like this trend on TikTok, but maybe, just maybe, Tyreek should have not done this trend. Maybe. Take a look. Now, to me, it's kind of funny because she's looking at him like, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? But I get what everybody is saying, because this one user said the same thing. He was like, this shouldn't have been. He says, what's going through Tyreek Hill's head that he would think it's a good idea to post this on TikTok, even though everybody else is posting something similar on TikTok? And one person just says, quite frankly, one word, like CTE. So I just want to get your thoughts on this, guys. Is this a bad thing? Is this something he should not have done? It's a funny trend on TikTok. I'm sure he meant it to be funny as well, but because of his past, Devin, I'm gonna go to you first, and you guys let us know in the chat as well. Because of his past, should he have steered clear? And is there ever gonna time where he can just have fun with a silly trend like this, given his past? Is that day ever gonna come?
I think given his past, this is definitely a TikTok trend that he could have avoided. If you go on TikTok right now, there are 100 trends that he could do. To do one that kind of like implies some sort of domestic abuse, even on the most trivial level, to me, it's just not a good look for him. It's not a good idea. I don't really like this in general as a trend. I haven't actually seen this one on TikTok, but I haven't been on TikTok in like a week or so. So I don't love it. I think that he could have avoided this one. It wasn't necessary for him to do it. He could have done any number of trends. And I think that all this does is kind of remind people of his past. And I don't think that's even what he wants right now.
Yeah, see, and that's funny because I think it was Kenneth. Yeah, Kenneth Thomas in the chat said that's just playful fun. When I first saw this, the only thing that I really noticed was he's doing the hand wrong. you're supposed to make your hand make all these hard movements to go with the sound, and then you do the slappy slap. So the first thing that I noticed was he wasn't doing his hand right. And then when I saw what everyone else was tweeting, I was like, okay, I get it. You know, that's maybe he could have stayed away from this. I get it. It's just one of those things that I do hope that at some point he can move forward and people not automatically think about him, and because those things are in the past. He didn't go to jail for them, so those things are in his past. I hope one day people can move on and just see him for who he is. So let me go on to this next one, guys, because this next one, when I about choked this morning, I was drinking my orange juice and I was like, what the hell am I looking at right now? So I really, we've talked about this before. Kids usually start playing like in Pop Warner when they're very, very young. They start training and playing whatever sport it is, be it basketball, football, golf, whatever. They usually start playing really, really young. So when I saw this tweet initially, where this young man said, hey, I'm looking forward to this workout. So let me show you what he says. He says, after tonight's workout, I'm ready to start my freshman year at Manchester High School, 9th grade. I'm coming. Now, are you talking about Manchester? Well, okay, I don't know where he's at. But anyway, so 9th grade. For clarity, 9th grade, you're like 14 to 15. If you got held back, maybe 16. But 14, 15 is usually how old you are freshman year of high school. What is this? Y'all, what is this?
He's a grown man. This is a grown man. He's like 30.
Who? That. And when I went through his Twitter, I kind of feel like from the way he kind of talks, he's definitely a child. That's a big child though. Like where are you from, sir? Where are you from, grown man with a whole house and a credit score? Where are you from? That is just, right. It's a lot, sir. I don't know. Freshman year.
How tall is he? Do you know? Does it say anywhere? Like, how tall is he? He's 6'5" and 260 pounds.
6'5", 260 at 50. And so here's the thing. He's going to have another growth spurt in about a year or two. Sorry.
Damn.
If he's 14 to 15. Oh, where is he from?
His parents must be giants. Try to imagine him sitting in a freshman high school class in one of the tiny desks. You know how whenever Shaq drinks a water bottle, it looks like he's holding a mini water bottle? I feel like this guy probably looks like he's sitting in a miniature desk because he's so big at school.
Yeah, that freshman. And I had to put this one in there because this one guy was like, this is going to be your classmates when they see you walk in. And that's the face I made when I saw that he was a freshman in high school. So Leo, if you could put that one up, because this one is hilarious. This is your classmates when they see you like, oh God, what are you? Not in my class. Not today. Not today. No, sir. I'm not playing no games with you, sir. You won. We don't even have to. You won. I'm not doing this. Oh my God, but praise the Lord. Okay, so Jeremiah says I'm 6'5" and 17, but he's about 1. See, and that's typical. Like if you're tall, you're usually skinny in high school. He said he's 188. That's typical. Whoever's feeding him, good cook, I guess. Yeah. Let's get into what we're not gonna do. Jeremiah, are you sure? We just gotta know for sure. Let's get into what we're not gonna do though, guys, because this one is not gonna be long. It's not gonna be drawn out because what we're not gonna do is say that the Lakers only won because Chris Paul was hurt if Chris Paul cannot play. We're not going to do that. I don't have a lot to say about this because it's always next man up. We've seen that time and time again. We've seen them earn their spots when somebody goes out. That is the game. That's why you really can't get mad at what they're doing in Brooklyn because if Kyrie goes out, you still are in trouble. If KD goes out, you still in trouble. James Harden, you still in trouble because they keep it moving. That's just what they do. So we're not going to automatically say, oh, the Lakers only won because Chris Paul was hurt. Nope, because that's just the nature of the game. And Chris Paul didn't get hurt right away, but he wasn't super effective off top in game 1. And then, of course, he played a little bit in game 2, but you could definitely tell that he was hurt. So, no, that's not what we're going to do. He's listed as probable for tonight's game. But again, it's a game, y'all. Injuries happen. We just spent half the morning show talking about Russell, or the first segment talking about Russell and him getting hurt. Injuries happen. If you have not properly stacked your team in a way that if somebody gets hurt, y'all can't continue, that's your fault. That's not us. Because that was one of the things when the Warriors first became the Warriors, that was one of the dopest things about their squad. Not only Clay and Steph and Draymond, but their bench was so deep. And just because one of them was taking a break didn't mean that they weren't going to drop another 20 on you, because they were just deep like that. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to say, oh, the Lakers only won because of one person. We're not going to do that. That's not what we're going to do. Arizona, Phoenix Suns, y'all need to get your life together and figure out a way to step this up and make sure that somebody in there, because Chris, the one thing about Chris, I will say about him is he's very much a vocal leader. The thing that I always kind of ding Kawhi about is him not being able to really motivate his team vocally. So even if Chris Paul is not playing, he can still be a factor to those guys. He can still be in their ears. He still sees the court differently. So every time out, if they come over to him, he can tell them what he's seeing, what they're doing wrong, things of that nature. But what we not going to do is say that is the only reason that the Lakers about to win this series when you knew damn well we was going to win it anyway. Stop it. Stop it right now. That's all I got to say about that.
Stop it right now. I like that. I agree with you. You know I agree with you on that one, Jackie. All right, you guys. Well, we are at the end of our show here, so why don't we wrap up? We are going to be back to again tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We will have fan or foe coming for you at the end of the show tomorrow, so there is still time to get your questions, comments, and clapbacks in the comment section below. We'll screenshot it and respond to all of you. And subscribe, tap the bell, leave a comment below, share this video with your friends, and have a great Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Bye, guys.